Hi and welcome to video number 13 of the Hibernate tutorial series by Lokam Chanakya. In the previous tutorial we talked about how to retrieve records from the database using the retrieve record method, and we used session.get on our transaction to get a persistence class object, and then we printed that persistence class object. We actually even checked whether there was a record being retrieved, and if not, we printed that no records were retrieved, and if any exception occurred, we printed the exception that happens. Another way to check this null over here would be to see if a null exception, null pointer exception is occurring. So instead of exception E, we can say null pointer exception, and if that exception occurs, print that no record was retrieved. But this is also a good method to do that. So in this tutorial, we'll be looking into how to update records that are already present in the database. So for that, we send an ID by which we recognize which record we want to update, the string name that we want to update to, and the string email that we want to update to. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave these, and let's add with ID, and the following details to be updated. It's always nice to give good messages to users, and it helps them understand what is happening. Let's give a space over here so we don't get confused. And the next step would be to obviously put in a try catch block to handle any exception that occurs. And add the braces over there, and we'll print e.print stack trace, just like that. And the first thing that we have to do is that we forgot last time is that's called the get config method, so that the configurations are configured properly. And the next step, we have to create a new persistence class object, because this is the object that's going to be updated into the database using the values that we gave over here, using ID, string name, and string email. So new persistence class, and there we go, we have a new object. And now we can use this object and say p1.setID, and set it to ID, p1.setName, and set it to name, p1.setEmail, and email. Now that we have our object ready, the basic step would be to use the session object. Before we do that, we have to initialize the transaction object using the session.begin transaction method. I'm going a bit quick through these because we've already done them in the previous tutorials, and you must have watched me doing them. So the next step is, I'll just scroll down so you guys can look at it better. Next step would be to use the session.update method, to which we simply pass one argument, which is our persistence class object. In our case, the object is p1. And what this session.update does, it doesn't return anything. It uses the ID that we passed over here, and it finds a record with that ID and updates the values of the name and email column to the name and email column that are there in the object. So now, in order for this to save, we give the exec commit, and we'll just print a small message over here saying that the record has been updated. Let's add the ID as well. Record with ID and the ID for us is p1.getID, or you can just simply say ID because it's already there in the method as well. So that should get us update the record for us. And another step would be to close the session as well, just to be sure that we are following good manners. So let's go over here and say run as Java application, and I'll increase the console size for you so that you guys can look at it. Oh, and I ran the wrong project, sorry for that. Oh, I'm running low on power as well. So let's go over here and run the main class. See, there's our menu. So let's first retrieve the records, to see what the values are for ID number 3, and it says the records are 3 is the ID, name is name1, email is email1. So let's say yes, I want to continue, and I want to update a record, and the ID that I want to update is 3. The name I want to upgrade it is to updated name and updated email. There you go, updating record with ID 3, and the following details are updated: name, updated name, email, updated email, and record with ID 3 has been updated. So just check if it's been updated or not. Let's continue on. Let's say our option is 2, and retrieve the record with ID 3, and there you go. You can see that the name is updated name, and email has changed from updated email from the values over here that we had above when we retrieved record number 3. You saw that the name and email were different, so we updated them in the database. In the next tutorial, we'll be looking at how to delete a record from the database. And thank you for watching our videos. Please subscribe to the channel and like our other videos as well. Hope to see you next time. Thank you.